Remix. Remix. Remix.
What it do, niggas? Well, I feel like the sun isn't bright enough. Hold on. Pause. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? Good morning. Today is Monday, April 6th. It's not a hoax that we're having a show on Mondays. We're doing Monday shows now, meaning I'm doing the Monday shows with Tandy, who is on the way. So we'll see them in a second. But in the meantime, it's 7:01 a.m. in Central Time, the only time zone that matters. And 5:01 a.m. in Tandy's time zone, the second time zone that matters.
Say what now?
I said it's 7:01 a.m. in Central Time, the only time zone that matters. And it's 5:01 a.m. where you are, the second time zone that matters.
Ain't that something?
Because I just feel like there's too much Eastern time zone supremacy happening in the world.
There's absolutely too much Eastern time zone supremacy.
You know, I don't understand. What did they ever do?
Good morning, sis.
Good morning. How are you, Tandy?
Ooh, it was a rough weekend. A rough week. Had a lot of transitions, a lot of saying goodbyes to people, some unexpected and shocking.
Ooh.
So just reeling with that. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you're okay otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm all right. Hey, I woke up this morning, so I'm okay.
Period. Tandy, your friend has something to say.
Which friend is that? Why are we wrong?
Oh, because she's in Eastern Time.
Oh. No, I don't get it. Not only do I not care about the East Coast, New York is the least of the East that I care about.
Well, she said it, but since you said peace, y'all are both wrong for people who need us to read the comments out loud, because I want to make sure we're accessible to people. Hey, Ashley. Sister Ashley Knuckles in the building. And she also said, I'm sorry, Tandy. And St. Dame said, good morning. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a great day to be Black.
To be who?
To be Black.
Yeah, that's always a great day for that.
Very true.
Yeah.
I had told this lady, I was at the doctor like a while ago, and the lady was like, how are you doing? I was like, I'm great. It's a great day to be Black. She was Asian, and she just seemed so thrown off when I said that. And I was like, y'all don't be having no cultural pride? You don't be like, it's a great day to be Asian? I don't know. Sucks to be you, but I was excited, so I'm just saying. I didn't pull up the little spreadsheet with the news story, so let me do that first.
Okay, because I jotted down a list in case you.
Okay, Liz.
In case we didn't have
some important news we could discuss is UCLA winning the NCAA championship.
So I'm not really that into sports, but I used to be into the Lakers, but they broke my heart, so I just said to hell with them. I've always loved UCLA though, because the relationship of UCLA to the Black community in Los Angeles is very special. Ever since John and Bunchy and them were recruited on the campus, UCLA has always had students and institutions on campus that have been able to reach back into South Central. So I got love. I'm blue and gold, baby, till the day I die. So naturally, I was torn. I was like, "Oh my God, do I root blue and gold or do I root for the sisters?" Because the UCLA team, they need a lot of sunscreen this term, this quarter. I was like,
Baby, when I saw the only reason why I had saw that they had won for real, I knew that South Carolina was losing yesterday. Only reason why I saw they was winning was this morning. I saw this TikTok of Gabriela Vasquez. Baby, I said that's a white woman. Her name is Gabriela Vasquez. I was looking
welcome
at
to
her
Los
said,
Angeles. Welcome to LA. But I was gonna say, like, remember when I say I stopped watching basketball, so I haven't seen any. I have not watched as a
no.
fan any women's basketball, any college women's basketball. I'm so out of it. I mean, I heard about what happened between the coach and Don Staley. That's why I knew about it. So it's like,
Gino,
okay, y'all are advancing
Gino a
to the
bitch too.
championship, but I'm so out of it. I found out that I didn't know. I'm trying to decide who to root for. I wake up the next day, the damn game over, and UCLA done won. So I didn't have to make that choice, fortunately. But I didn't even know that when the game was going to be. I was like, what?
It was yesterday. This was their first national championship in the NCAA.
Yeah. Right. So
Amano Festo said 2 of my fave black women. Oh, that's so nice.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at the team, like, because they was posting TikToks and stuff, and I was like, okay, a few of these women are Hispanic.
You was squinting, wasn't you? I know I was.
I was squinting. I said, okay, a few of these
I
are
was zooming
definitely
in and squinting like,
yeah. I was like, a few of these definitely are Hispanic women, because one of them is definitely Mexican, but the rest of them was white. And I was like,
I thought I saw one sister in there,
state.
at least one. It wasn't one sister.
Yeah, I mean, but even I only saw like a few black women who were like black and not Afro Latina. A lot of them were Afro Latina. Like one of the girls is Afro Latina because she wasn't playing this year. She was really cool. I liked her video. She was doing
her. I'm claiming.
Oh no, we should claim her for sure. I'm not saying we should claim her. My bad. We should claim her. I was just saying, yeah, it was definitely a mixture all throughout the team. Which is interesting to me. It's interesting because those large D1 schools, they're recruiting from all over.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shocked that it was still so heavy Hispanic white names because they're recruiting from so many places. Because one of the girls, she came from Washington State.
Well, so on the one hand, I'm like, more power to you. Take advantage of this stuff. I started to say shit. Take advantage of this shit. Get you an education.
I mean, you should. One of the girls from South Carolina, she studied environmental justice and something about sustainability, and she wants to be an environmental law lawyer. I thought that was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. But yeah, I was sad that South Carolina didn't win, but I mean, it happens. People only gonna keep winning for so long, Like I feel like we're not being realistic. Like
they got 3 or 4 already. She'll be all right.
I mean, they probably will win next year, but I'm saying like I don't think it's abnormal that you are winning all these years back to back and then you lose one. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like normal in sports. Somebody devastating for you said Manifesto said Tandy is so West Side.
For life, baby. For life, baby. Yes, I was and am and is. Yeah, Gia. West Side. Talk about the West Side. You know, brought it out. Now I'm woke now.
That's so funny.
Now I'm woke. Born and raised, baby.
Lord Jesus.
Lord today.
Let me pull up the little spreadsheet thingy before they get on us about this. Because I be forgetting. But yeah, that was the only news that I saw was that they had won, and I was happy for them because shit, they ain't never won one. Hell.
Yeah, the women's ain't never won one. The men's team was a powerhouse, of course, but we know they always pour more into the men's than they do into the women's is. So yeah,
that's one thing I can appreciate too is that like I am seeing a little more put into the women's teams now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wasn't doing that. And I didn't like that. Because, I mean, we all matter. Shit.
Did you know? Like I said, I'm not that into sports because I can't move around. I can't relate. Did you know that there were women's football teams and rugby teams?
Mm-hmm.
Listen. I was like, rugby, no helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all.
Yeah.
I was like,
And the rugby girls,
I was like,
baby,
only
they
men should do
be.
rugby. Only you can call that sexist and backward if you want. I was like, only men should do rugby. Y'all shouldn't be. Don't be hitting each other in the head like that. That's
No, they
crazy.
good.
They
Them
yes,
rugby
they do.
girls
They
built.
do.
They be big as hell. I said,
Ah,
damn, them thigh muscles huge. Are you beating people with just your thigh? Shit.
well, what? But hey, a place for everyone, and everyone has a place. So I say more
Yeah.
power to them.
Somebody in the chat said, I don't rock with USC, but Juju the one. I do have a question though. I do be wondering, like when schools have big players like that, what it's like to like just be like this star player all the time. Because I mean, I know there's other players there, but we don't really see them. And I feel like there's so much pressure.
I don't know.
But maybe that's just me. I just feel like that'd be so much.
Full disclosure, I'm a USC hater. I have nothing good to say about them.
So why do y'all hate USC? What they do?
Well, there's the USC UCLA rivalry, and then there's what I talked about earlier. UCLA. My brother always said UCLA was a poor man's school, but it's in an extremely wealthy area. And then in the late '60s, they made a push to get more representation from lower income students, and members of the Black Panther Party were specifically reached out to because they was like, hey, you can come in under this program we got, right? So there's always been a responsiveness, whether it's healthcare, whether it's tutoring, whether it's financial aid from UCLA folks to reach back into South LA. Now, USC, on the other hand, extremely, was a private institution, not a public institution, extremely expensive, located in extremely poor,
it was private. I thought it was public too.
Extremely poor area of, well, not extremely, but in low income area of South LA. And there's been the consciousness of the Black students in particular has always never been one of, got to give back. It's always got to get mine and I'm out of here. And I don't know about their outreach into South LA in terms of financial aid, scholarships, etc. But I know that there's been few, if any. I don't think there's ever been any type of institutions on the campus that have reached out into South LA. Very little field work from students on the campus into South LA. As a matter of fact, there was
an incident.
There was an incident a few years ago where the police were called to an off-campus USC off-campus party, and the police roughed them up, and the students were like, "We're not criminals. Why are you doing this to us?" I was like, "Oh my god, we're not criminals. You're not. You're Black at USC." Now that we are in the lives of the era of Black Lives Matter, I have been seeing a little bit more activism. There was, and not just from Black students, but from the student body as a whole. UCLA's student body as a whole would get active, and then the Black students would reach out into the Black community. So there's a little bit more activity from the students as a whole, especially because of what was happening prior to ICE. What was happening prior to ICE, because you have a lot, I don't know how they're doing it, but a lot of immigrant families are putting their coins together and getting a child into USC. I say more power to them. So, but the point being, yeah, I ain't got no love for no red and gold, no Trojans, no, none whatsoever.
I mean, felt. Definitely felt. I didn't know USC was private. I mean,
oh yes, private institution.
I had never thought to go to a school in California, so knew nothing because I live very far away.
Zenzi
I do
asked a
have.
question real quick.
What did he ask?
Is that the school they call the University of Spoiled Children? I call it the University that ate South Central because so much has of the campus has been encroaching in South LA and what they were now calling the entertainment district. It's a straight shot from USC down to not is it Staples? I guess it used to be Staples. Hell, I don't know what they call it nowadays. You know, they be changing names and stuff. And then there's that USC School of Cinema pipeline where you have
What?
people, the directors that come out of there. So, yeah. Okay, so that's one thing that happened over the weekend. But the cover says "Man Down." Man down. So they said two pilots was shot down. Well, probably one plane, two pilots, whatever. I don't know how it worked. Two pilots shot down in Iran. I think one was able to get out, then they held on to one for a while. Now they're saying that they found him. I don't know how they found him. I don't know who they hit to get him. I don't know how much damage they left in the wake.
I do have some news about that. I did pull up a video because
Okay.
I said we need an update on the war. What is they doing in the war?
And you know what else we need to update on? We need to update on the propaganda war because Iran is winning.
They are winning.
Oh
I had
my
to double check to
God.
make sure them videos was real first because they was playing too damn much on my phone. I said, "Is this really
They
true?"
are clowning the U.S. Clowning. And those posters with the martyrs. Don't now listen. I got love for Nipsey. I got love. Not really sure he's a martyr, but I got love for Nipsey. These people know what they doing. You hear me? If they ain't got all the black folks in America on their side, they definitely got the LA black people on their side. Talking about Viva Iran. They are trolling. Oh my God.
They're trolling so hard, and
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
it's just so entertaining.
It is hella funny, man. Woo.
Okay, let me share this. Let me share my screen so y'all can see it first.
You're back home in America praying for the men and women that are fighting in this war that nobody asked for, and they're out here stealing. What do I mean stealing? They're breaking into the eggs, breaking the glass that keeps all the Apple products and cleaning it out. PS5s, MacBooks, smartwatches, over $40,000 worth of merchandise stolen. They also broke into a jewelry store, took all the gold and jewelry. They also broke into rooms that were not affected by the blast, stole their electronics and valuables. Imagine that. But wait, you don't have to imagine it because it's what they did. It's what's happening. Imagine you're back home in America praying for the men and women that are fighting in this war that nobody asked for, and they're out here stealing. What do I mean?
What? What I miss? What I miss? What's she talking about? Amber, can you hear me? Okay, because I can't hear
I
you.
can hear
Okay.
you. Sorry, I don't know why the video went off the screen, but I fixed it.
Okay, but what is she talking about?
She's talking about in Iran, like the American soldiers or whatever.
Hidden Dawn.
In Iran. Girl, you knew
Oh
what I was saying.
no, I didn't. I'm just listen. It's early for me. You see,
Okay.
I ain't on screen. That's because I'm laying in the bed.
Oh, I love that for you. It sounds like you're
Yeah,
outside.
I didn't. Well, that could be the fan. Didn't quite make it into the broadcast room, the broadcast
I
booth in
thought
the
you
house.
was just sitting outside enjoying the morning breeze. I wouldn't
No,
have known.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, she said they is in Iran stealing shit.
Okay, I'm not
That
surprised.
they bombing malls and buildings and stuff, and then going in and stealing. Real ghetto.
Real ghetto.
Real ghetto.
Who
And
is
I just thought
this?
you
Who is
should know.
Done and None? Nipsey is Eritrean, and Iran has awareness of the political drift of the
Eritrean.
government. Yeah, Eritrean, excuse me, who are coming. Well, he part Eritrean, the other part from Louisiana. But all right, I got you. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you. Going back to them, what was they at? Fred Hampton, Dr. King, Malcolm, and Nipsey wearing keffiyehs. Whoever the artist is, hey.
Manifesto said, Tondi, did you ever see Nipsey when driving down Crenshaw?
Unfortunately, no.
Sometimes you have
And
to look at those
I live 3
questions.
blocks from the marathon, and I'm sad I never got the opportunity to meet him.
Chitty Matcha says, are U.S. soldiers actually boots on the ground in Iran? That sounds fake. Actually, they are. They're definitely there. I'm not trying to laugh. I'm sorry. They are there, though. I don't know if they're in Iran specifically, but they're like in the Middle East. And they just deployed a whole bunch of them. I mean, they deployed a whole bunch of folks 2 weeks ago. I saw videos of folks who had just went and they were in the airport, like saying bye to their family members and shit. They're definitely there.
But I hear Israeli troops are not.
Mm-mm. And I also feel like they're trying, like, because I have seen the TikToks kind of dying down a little bit. I feel like the U.S. doesn't want them posting as much because they're trying to hide how many people keep dying too.
Well, wow, it's interesting. I just happened to. I don't know how I got in my algorithm because when you look at stuff on your phone, on your iPad, at least for me, watching YouTube, it'll be different from what pops up on my smart TV. And this video popped up talking about the conditions in the U.S. naval ship, how many meals they got to prepare every day, sleeping quarters, and all this, that, and the other. And so I had seen their teeny tiny sleeping quarters. And then I think it was yesterday or last night, some sister on Instagram was posting about her sleeping quarter. Like, I can't do this. You can't do this. You there now. It's too late, boo. What you mean you can't do this?
You're in it now,
ho. They didn't.
I mean, hoe is a euphemism, not as a derogatory term. Sorry. I'm from Memphis. The hoe just be coming out.
It just come out. But I was like, it's a bit late now. And the U.S. is in a war? You can't do this. You going to do that or be court-martial? What you mean you can't do this? Yeah, okay.
Let me tell you something. Baby, you join them people army. We didn't tell your dumb ass to do that. And then Chidi Macho says, yes, they are in the region, but was she speaking about stealing in Iran in the region? She wasn't specific. So I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting to hear from a soldier what they said them other soldiers is doing. I'm not saying where they at because I don't know where they at, but they there in the Middle East somewhere. And also, it's been very annoying. It's very hard to find, it's what people have been talking about the most is like how hard it is to find any kind of information about what's happening because the U.S. ain't talking about it because they're losing. So they won't see it. And Ziggy said BB is dead. Oh, that nigga definitely dead. He been dead for a minute.
I don't know what to believe on that one.
KJ said, yeah, getting closer to 1,000 U.S. invaders lost, but it's heavily underreported. Yeah, like that's the stuff I'm talking about. I cannot, it's so hard to find any kind of info, like extremely hard, which I know is purposeful. And I remember seeing this other video on TikTok where this guy was saying, like, for people who like have never experienced a war before, like in the previous wars, they used to show video footage at night, like every night or something.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And that's one of the things that turned the sentiment away from U.S. support of the war, especially the Vietnam War. Seeing all them coffins, caskets coming home. And then your boy, George Bush, I guess the younger, I think it was him, specifically saying, don't show that with the was it the second Iraq War? Don't show them. Don't show the caskets coming home. Really? A media whiteout? Oh, I wonder why would you do that?
Right.
The land of the free.
What would be the point of that?
What would be the point of that?
Manifesto says they say Trump was in the hospital. I did see those unreported, unsubstantiated claims and I'm waiting on someone to substantiate them. I put up a story. I'm just waiting on it to load. Okay, here it is. Share my screen real quick. Okay, this is an AP article. It says, whispers in the Supreme Court as Trump takes a front row seat for oral arguments.
About the birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
What they whispering about?
We finna see. People spoke in whispers and craned their necks Wednesday to watch as President Donald Trump broke with all sitting presidents before him and took a seat in the front row of the chamber's public seating area to hear a Supreme Court argument. He sat there silently with his hands in his lap. A man accustomed to the camera in the center of attention instead was a mute spectator, and the justices gave no acknowledgement of his presence. Still, it was a previously unheard of flex of presidential power and prerogative. He brought with him Attorney General Pam Bondi, the one he just fired, by the way, and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick to hear his administration's defense of his executive order to overturn the constitutional and statutory protection of birthright citizenship. For the next hour and a half, Trump listened to the justices, liberal and conservative, peppered the administration's lawyer with questions, several of them, including 3 whom he nominated to the court, cast doubt on his planned restrictions on birthright citizenship. That was the best part. They was not fucking with that shit. During the opposing party's argument, Trump got up and left, and an hour after that, the president posted on social media, "We are the only country in the world stupid enough to allow birthright citizenship." You know, I definitely think he's a sore loser because he was definitely losing. I ain't gonna hold you. The justice was not going the bullshit. About 3 different countries guarantee citizenship to children born on their territory. However, the president's post added to the more direct criticism Trump has hurled at the court in general and several justices in particular. He recently said he was ashamed of the 6 justices who joined the 6-3 majority that ruled that much of Trump's terror agenda is illegal, and he questioned their patriotism. He seethed especially over the votes of Justices Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett, 2 of his appointees, calling them an embarrassment to their families. And Chief Justice John Roberts did not mention Trump by name last month when he said that personal criticism of federal judges is dangerous and it's got to stop. If, as some legal experts said, Trump was trying to intimidate the justices, the tactic is unlikely to work. Adam Winkler, a constitutional law professor at UCLA, said the justices pride themselves in their independence, even if some agree with much of Trump's agenda. And Richard Reed, a Harvard Law constitutional law professor, said Trump's appearance at the oral argument is somewhat like a reversal of the justices' frequent appearances at the State of the Union address. I don't think the justices will be intimidated no matter what the president does. Yeah.
What can he do to him?
He can't do anything to them. It's a lifetime appointment. He can't do shit.
Exactly. So intimidate how? Anyway.
I think that he thinks his presence is intimidating, which if you had saw yourself, you should have known that wasn't true because you're a lame ass nigga. But I did watch the oral argument. I don't know if you watched the oral arguments for the birthright citizenship case, but I was watching for a while actually. The hour and a half he was talking about, I watched about 2 hours into the NAACP LEF folks who were arguing, and I'm not gonna hold you. His lawyers, the Solicitor General guy, was not doing good. Like they was tearing that nigga up. Boy, they were tearing that nigga up over every little thing. He don't know what some words meant. They were asking him about the domicile language. For folks who aren't paying attention to the birthright citizenship case, there's language around domiciles, meaning like where you're physically residing. And he was trying to use that language as a way of saying like that's where their citizenship should be, even if you're an ambassador for the country. So you live in a different country, but you're an ambassador to, like to France for the US, type shit. Of course, those people live in France, but they're still US citizens.
That's stupid. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, he was trying to use that language. And for folks who are like don't have information around birthright citizenship, it's the 14th part of the 14th Amendment, which is the citizenship clause that gives people the right to citizenship if they're born in the US. And it's for it was because of Black people, because of slaves. I actually did a really great breakdown video about this. But his executive order specifically, I think one thing that Republicans also don't realize is that when they write executive orders or laws that are pointed at specific people, it makes it very easy to sue. Because his executive order only would apply to children born to undocumented parents. So if someone living here, technically, their citizenship, they're a citizen somewhere else, right? Or maybe they have one parent that's a citizen, one parent does not, but then that child wouldn't be considered a citizen because one of the parents is undocumented, even if one of the other parents is a citizen. Like, even just the makeup of that is stupid as hell.
I saw a piece, and I admittedly, I have not followed it as closely, only because I'm not really doing journalism full time right now. Is I've been doing a lot of vegging out, so I was like, whatever. But I'm trying to show up more for Remix. But my point being, so I scanned some of the reporting, and it said that a lot of or they were trying to hinge a lot of their argument on the part of the 14th Amendment that says subject to the jurisdiction thereof. I mean, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. And so they're looking at this one sentence. Like I said, what I saw said was, first of all, okay, if you're living in the
It's not
United
even the one
States,
sentence. That's like the part you're talking about, the in subject thereof is in the middle of the sentence.
it's in
And
the
you
middle of
can't
the
break
sentence.
down,
You
you
can't.
can't
First of all,
break
you
down
can't
law
take
in
that
that way.
out. You can't
Yeah.
take that out. But so why are you trying to hinge on that? But it's like, how are you living in the U.S., not a citizen, but how are you living here and not subject to the jurisdiction thereof?
Yeah.
I don't
Also,
care if you.
if
I
you're
don't care.
a
Hold on.
US citizen,
Wait,
but
wait.
you live
I
out the
don't
country
care.
too.
I don't care if I'm sublet or renting out my house. I don't care if I'm renting a room in my house. I don't care if you just spending the night in my house. You are subject to the rules and regulations of what? My house.
Mm-hmm.
You are subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So how are you gonna say that because they're immigrants, they're born elsewhere, their allegiance is to another country? They're subject to U.S. jurisdiction. Have you lost your? Yeah, you have lost your mind. All right.
They
Never
definitely lost their
mind.
minds.
Never mind.
Somebody in the comments said, "Oh, there it is. Devastating for you." Said Justice Cassandra Jackson was ripping him up on that about that domicile issue. She was, baby. She was tearing that nigga apart. I was like, bro, how do you not understand that you're not making no fucking sense?
Well,
Like, you're the 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 right now. You're not making any sense. And that also is like one of the things about Supreme Court cases that I actually don't like. The fact that they can interrupt you and ask questions. Like, if you got your argument, your little solid argument down, baby, that shit was like driving me insane listening to the cases, because I'd be like, I can see how they get thrown off being asked the questions. And baby, he was getting thrown off left and fucking right. He didn't know what he was doing. I said, you're not making any fucking sense. And then Zinzi said he hired people based on loyalty, not qualifications. Very true. Now the person he hired, I mean, the guy who's arguing is a lawyer, but white men become lawyers every day, and they dumb as fuck. They let a white man in law school like they give out crack, like they just giving it out.
just giving it out. Huh?
They just handing it out everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where he got his law degree from, because he's stupid as hell. But yeah, they were trying to hinge it on that. And I think the other part is that because Supreme Court justices are interpreting the Constitution, they can't break it down like that. Like, the citizenship clause is one sentence. They're trying to focus on 4 words in that sentence and trying to remove that. You can't do that. Like, that's not how interpretation works. They have to interpret the full thing. And he didn't make a good enough argument for only interpreting those 4 words a certain way. Like, he sucked hard. So I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna win. I think that it's gonna get struck down again. But I'm just nervous in general because there are so many conservative justices. But I will say the conservative justices were on them harder than Ketanji and them was. Like, I think it was Amy Coney Barrett. I was listening to her first, and she was questioning him a lot. She was going in on that nigga and she was asking questions and he was fighting for his life. Like I could tell he didn't know the case law good enough and he was trying to use like something technically wasn't like even case law. He was trying to use like letters and notes from foreign nationals and like other shit like when the founders wrote this and da da da, but it's not like a law or case law you can use, which I also think fucked him up because he was trying to be like, oh, well, let's use this, you know, this statement they made. It's not the same thing. Devastating Freak said that kept harping on loyalty and their future intent to remain a citizen in the U.S. for the rest of their lives. Yes. Okay. Oh, this reminded me of the other part. The other part I thought was fucking insane. They definitely kept harping on the loyalty part. Like, would they be a future citizen or like would they be a foreign national or like would they go against the country? But the most important thing that he said that was fucking insane was this is creating birthright tourism where people will come to the U.S. to have their babies. I don't know no motherfucker that want to come to the U.S. and have a baby. If we're being
I'm okay. I'm just.
I feel like people escape their countries to come here because it's a little bit better, but half the time you're gonna die during childbirth. I'm not like the people who are having the folks they're talking about are like Hispanic folks, Mexicans. Like they're talking about brown people who are also dying in childbirth. I was like, I don't think they're coming here specifically just to have that baby.
Well, let me, never mind. Let me hush. So look, this future
no, go ahead
to remain a citizen in the U.S. for the take away their right to be citizens because they might change their mind at a later date. So the ones who've already been born here, not of immigrant parents, but of citizens, they change their mind too. Especially now that you become president, they've changed their mind. What, you gonna round them up? What are you talking about? This is who 74 million people voted for.
And they asked him about that too, Tony. They asked him like, how would you? I think it was Justice Ketanji Jackson was asking about like, how would they know that like someone did not qualify for citizenship? Like, what were they using? And he said they're gonna be using a system that people automatically use when they're getting their social security number or something. Like they don't even have this in place to do it yet, actually. Even though they've been fighting to do it since last February, they don't even have it in place to do. But he was trying to explain what it could look like, but they don't have anything specific. I said, this is so fucking ghetto. This ghetto hell. And I do know that I will say, because the birthright tourism thing just threw me off. I was like, what? I know people who want to come here to have a baby, like for citizenship, but not that many people. Most people I know would leave the United States. And also that's why birthright citizenship matters, because if I'm a citizen, married to a citizen, and I leave, I go live in another country, but I'm still a citizen of the US, and I have a baby in another country, the baby is still a US citizen. Because you're still technically living in the US, even if I move somewhere temporarily out of the country, but I still have residence in the US, I'm still a citizen and will still be a citizen, which is the whole in jurisdiction part of the clause. So even then, I wouldn't be going to another country to give my baby different citizenship because it will be the same one I have.
Unless you renounce your citizenship.
Yeah, but people ain't doing that.
They ain't not doing that.
Which is crazy. So even when he was saying that, I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean birth tourism? What? Somebody said, KJ said, I'd leave the US to have a baby if I didn't have to worry about sanctions, US interventions, and Western imperialism. Man. Phil.
Yeah,
I mean, it
there's
felt as if, like, I understand where you're coming from. Not that I want to have a baby. Make sure I clear it up. Sounds of St. Elsewhere said they were talking about rich women in Russia and China that go through birth tourism companies that bring them to the U.S. to have their baby. What? They do that? Ghetto.
yeah, but it's not in mass though. It's a select few. It's a select.
I'm sure this is expensive as fuck to do.
And these people, they make mountains. I mean, I know that's a cliche. They make mountains out of termite hills.
Mm-hmm.
Just one or two people. They see one or two people doing something, and they create this whole campaign. And they still haven't found evidence of voter fraud, except when their people do it. I mean, just sit down somewhere. Sit down. Never mind. How did the left allow this person to become elected?
You know how.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just think that I was like, when he said that though, I was like, this. I mean, I know that some people come here to do that, but I know it ain't no brown and black people doing that shit on purpose.
And it ain't enough. The numbers aren't enough to even be concerned about.
Most of them already have the kids by the time they get here.
Well,
but I just thought that was crazy when he said the birth tourism thing. I was like, this nigga is insane. What does he mean? Birth tourism. What?
Yeah. Go to the U.S. on vacation and, schedule your vacation to the U.S. while you're 9 months pregnant. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, I have a Iran story that we can look at because I do need some updates. Maybe it's just too much. And before we get into the story, I just want to say free the straight nigga. I can't do this much longer. I can't do this much longer. I paid $30 to fill up. What usually costs me $12.
Okay, well now that's something to be concerned with.
Don't cry,
Amber. Don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry. I just imagine what I could have done with that other almost $20.
With that AT&T almost $20. Oh, you stupid. Shut up.
I could have put money into that LLC I needed to buy to become a millionaire.
Could have paid your yearly fee. Your yearly filing fee for your LLC.
No, I don't drive a Fiat. I just live in the South and things are cheap.
Yeah.
At the most, it cost me like $15. I think it'd be 12 because I don't.
Look at Seven's son. He said, "What you riding, a moped?" $12.
No, I think it's because I leave at least one notch on there, so it's never like fully empty. It get like to the last notch, and it costs me like $15.
You one of them drivers. Anyway, what is going on with your dog? Do he want to get on camera?
Somebody rang the doorbell, so he's upset. He's okay. I have a Mitsubishi. First of all, it's not a Kia. I have a Mitsubishi. I just drive a regular car.
Excuse me, I have a Kia. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and gas in the South is very cheap. Like, I don't know if y'all thought it was super expensive or something. It's actually very, very cheap. Like most things. And what Latif say? Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, please. Immediately. Okay, let's do the Iran story before I gotta roll out. So, let me go down to the okay. Okay, this is from 4 days ago. The death toll in the strike on Iranian bridges rises to 8 with almost 100 injured. Where's the more up to date stuff? 4 days ago. Okay. It's not a real article? Oh gosh, this is annoying. Okay. 3 days ago, they said they're updating our earlier post about today's UN Security Council vote on a proposal to secure the Strait of Hormuz. A final draft seen by Reuters says it authorizes the use of defensive but not offensive action to ensure vessels can safely pass through the strait. Iran's initial draft resolution would have allowed countries to use all necessary means, UN language that would include possible military action. In the Strait of Hormuz, the Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman to secure passage and deter attempts to interfere with navigation. Russia, China, and France, all veto-wielding countries, had expressed opposition to approving the use of force. The final draft eliminates any reference to allowing offensive military action, but the three countries' views on the changes are not known, so Friday's vote will be closely watched. We don't know how they voted because there ain't nothing else here. What is that? The UN Security General Antonio Guterres has issued a stark warning to the warring parties, calling for an immediate end to the spiral of death and destruction in the Middle East. But they're not doing that shit at all. At all. They don't care. The president posted a video of the strike. Yemen's Houthis have said they have carried out another military operation using a barrage of ballistic missiles targeting vital Israeli enemy targets, this time as part of a joint operation with Iran and Hezbollah. And U.S. oil prices settled more than 11% higher, and Brent soared nearly 8% on Thursday in volatile trading as traders worried about prolonged disruptions to oil supply the day after President Trump said the U.S. would continue attacks on Iran. And they have. The gas has continued to soar. It's continued to go through the roof. I'm over it. I just want to say, even though I am over this, I am in total support of them keeping the strait closed. Like, yeah, free the straight nigga, but we in the war first, and then we can free the straight
nigga. Free the straight nigga.
I'm in full support of free the straight, but I do want them to win first, because Iran is on them niggas' asses. Boy, they eating them motherfuckers up. I love it.
Oh god.
Let me put the thing in here for you, Toddy. Hold on. Let me put the run sheet in here. So you got the links before I dip out.
Now, I am going to have a co-pilot, right?
Renee is on the way to save the day.
Oh, man.
Because
well, let me see what these
I have to go get an MRI of my shoulder. And for some reason, my crazy ass, the lady called me to schedule it. My crazy ass thinking, oh, I just can stand there and y'all just gonna scan it. And she was like, no, you have to get in the machine. And I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, it's just my shoulder. She was like, yeah, you have to still get in the machine. And I'm a little claustrophobic, so I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know why. I don't know why the hell, my genius ass thought, okay, it's just my shoulder, so you could just scan that.
Okay, Amber, I'm not seeing the rundown sheet.
He's not coming up?
It says week of March 30th.
You got to click the...
Not week of April 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is the same one then. All right.
It says the March 30th at the top, but it is the week of April 6th.
Okay, I got you. All right. Yeah, like I said, I made my own little list. All right.
Lindsay, I have had an MRI before. I just thought because it was a different body part, maybe it'd be different. Let's not judge, okay? Let's all have a little kiki laugh at what I thought was gonna happen, and then be like, okay, that didn't make no damn sense. Yeah. I don't have any jewelry on. I just got on a sweatshirt and some leggings. That's it. Yeah, I just thought, Dre says, no, your shoulder is a collection of things that keep it together and be too complicated. I just thought it made sense. I felt like I could stand there for 20 minutes. I don't know. I just thought that made more sense to me. I was a little lady called me because she did call me at like 6 or 7 at night. I don't know why they're scheduling MRI so late. I'm outside turned up. But I did in my head just think, they could just do that. That makes, but no.
Listen, you know what? Is this a troll asking about the best Captain JJ's chicken and fish? They want you
No,
to
I don't think
tell them
so, but I
everything.
don't eat that, so I don't know. I just ignored it the first time. Sorry.
Mm.
I don't eat there, so I didn't know what to tell you.
Okay, I
Okay,
got you.
see, somebody said there is a stand-up MRI. I knew there had to be one. I knew I wasn't crazy. I
Mm.
for sure thought there was a stand-up MRI thingy.
Thing,
Thought that made
thingy.
sense. I don't know. Glad to know I wasn't crazy. Let me check on your my replacement. She coming. Okay,
Okay.
bye you guys. I'm gonna go lay in a tube. It's gonna suck.
All right, sis.
Alrighty, peace, y'all.
So we waiting on my next co-pilot, Renee. This is gonna be interesting because neither one of us gonna be on camera. Uh, but until she gets here, let me see. Where's that thing at? Ha! I can come up there and crack jokes until Renee gets here. Crack jokes, huh? I can't. Where's the? There we go. Find the. Yeah, well, why you ain't say that earlier when we was looking for a co-host? Huh? I'm gonna crack jokes now. So that's interesting. Trying to send Zinzi a link and look for the link to my story at the same time is interesting. All right, y'all. Y'all hold on. This is not tech spicy. This is just regular right here. Just hold on a second. I'm on my iPad. I'm not even I'm not even on a real computer. I'm doing this on the iPad. Oh my God. This is just yeah. Jesus Christ. Why is it taking that damn long? Yeah. That's terrible. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are y'all timing this? Because it shouldn't take this damn long for me to send a damn link. That's crazy. All right. All right. I'm trying it again, Zen. Trying it again. Oh my God. All right. Finally. Jesus H. Christ. Okay. So here's what I wanted to talk about. One of the things I wanted to talk about. Okay, well, I'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. Can you tell us some more about the UCLA Black Student Movement from back then? So it was called the High Potential Program, and a brother by the name of Skip Johnson, John Daniel Johnson, nicknamed Skip. I don't know if he was the first president of the BSU, the Black Student Union on campus, but he was a Black Student Union president on the campus of UCLA. And there's a film, I don't think, well, I know it hasn't been released, but there might be some bootleg copies floating around out there. But there's a film called 41st and Central. And this film talks about how the first time that the SWAT team in LA was deployed was against the Black Panther Party at their headquarters on 41st and Central. And even though it's telling that story, it also talks about the shootout at UCLA in which John Huggins and Bunchy Carter were murdered. So, what led up to that is that in the film, they interviewed Skip, and he said, he's like, he knew Elaine. He's like, hey, Elaine, hey, Bunchy, hey, Geronimo, y'all need to come up to UCLA and get in on this program. It's called a High Potential Program. where they identify, folks of low income, but they have high potential. And we can get you into the university and, da 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 da. Because these universities, these PWIs, predominantly white institutions, have a lot of resources that we can bring back to our communities, in addition to establishing programs on campus specifically for Black students and for the communities. And so that's how they were students at UCLA. And at the same time, this is when Karenga, Maulana Karenga of the US organization, he's graduated from LACC and UCLA. So he's already got his degree. He's already trying to make inroads into the universities through the establishment of Black studies. And at UCLA, the question became, they were trying to hire a professor or a person to lead the department. Karenga wanted his person to be chosen, and the Panthers were like, to be chosen, I think, by the university. And the Panthers were like, well, y'all students need to decide. This is about self-determination. Take your education in your hands. And I specifically remember somebody, I don't know if it was Skip, was saying that because Karenga and members of the US organization had been intimidating students who were not members of the US organization, they had reached out to the Panthers to come to the meetings to because they were scared. Oh, Lord, what the hell is that? I don't know if y'all heard that, but that was a cat. Must be a cat outside. So at this particular meeting, the Panthers are there, us members are there, and there's an argument. Some people have their theories on why the argument was started, that it was all part of a plan to assassinate John and Bunchy. But yeah, there's an argument. John and Bunchy are shot and killed by, I think it was one member of the US organization. Hold on. And let's see, I'm trying to add you, Renee. Where it go? There you go. So the co-pilot is here. Renee is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm on my iPad and it's giving me hell.
Did Amber have to leave early? She told me 9 o'clock. Did she have to leave earlier?
Yeah. Well, isn't it going on 9 o'clock?
It is. Did we just pass in the night?
Yeah, y'all ships passed in the night.
Okay.
Let me finish this real quick. So
yeah, go.
Yeah, so where was I? So the Panthers are killed on campus, and people are saying, well, the guy who shot him was an agent. The guys who got convicted really weren't convicted of murder, but conspiracy. They weren't agents. They actually didn't shoot him. It was so much going on. It was just so much. It was so damn much. But trying to see where the hell is this cat.
I see Zen in the chat causing trouble.
Oh, she said Renee saved the day from my comedy debut. Yeah, she was.
She's always welcome if she wanna, get herself up on a Monday morning and into the room. I'm sure y'all would welcome that. The three of y'all could go together.
We could.
We could.
So somebody was asking me to. So let me in conclusion, even though Bunchy and John were murdered, from that time, late 60s through today, there are still programs from UCLA that reach out to Black students throughout the high schools, throughout the region, and even a couple of institutions that have been established in South LA. One of them is called UMA Community Clinic, a healthcare clinic, full service medical healthcare clinic that was started by Muslim students on the campus of UCLA. UMA means community, but it's the University Medical Muslim Association, UMMA. So that's one of the main programs that still exists to this day in South Los Angeles that benefits South LA residents, benefits Black folks in the Los Angeles community. They've got retention programs to maintain Black student presence on campus. All kinds of sort of stuff.
So how did this part of the so of course, because I jumped in, Mondays are crazy in my world, but what were you answering a question about the Panthers in California?
I was talking about UCLA because Amber talked about the women's basketball championship.
Yes.
They won against
and they won
South Carolina.
Don Staley's team. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other drama. That whole thing with Gino from UConn and oof. There's actually a documentary. There's a bunch of documentary series all of a sudden about women's basketball. And I don't know if these all have kicked off because with what's her name? The white girl. Oh, why am I blanking on her name? Anywho.
Which white girl?
The one that everybody's super excited about. And she's good. She's a good player. I don't say any of this to downplay that she's a good player. But Caitlin, yes. Caitlin, anyway, her. And so there are things changing in the WNBA because Caitlin Clark. Thank you. Devastating for you. So with Caitlin Clark joining and she's really, they're making like the contracts are changing. She's gotten mad deals. Like she's in those, I don't remember which company it is, Allstate or whatever company it is, like insurance company with like, it's like the big wigs, right? Like she's in the commercial with the big wigs. It's like Samuel Jackson and what's the dude with the big? Why am I? You see, this is why I can't do Monday mornings because I just be
what's in your wallet?
Be all over the place, right? And so there are these ongoing commercials that include Samuel Jackson, Charles Barkley, and
that's it. The what's in your wallet?
Right, that series, that commercial series. So now she's been added to that like that commercial series. Because her name is like that, quote unquote, big. And done and none, I agree, Angel Reese is better. But anywho, so now it seems that there's like a lot of documentaries and series and all these things. The longtime coach from Tennessee, the women's coach from Tennessee, there's a whole long documentary about her. There's a documentary about the change in women's basketball, and Dawn Staley is like really highlighted in that documentary. And so there's all these, it is Capital One. See, I'm all over the place. I'm talking about insurance companies and it's Capital One. Yes. And so, so I think they're really trying to push the WNBA because with all of this increase, they can make more money off of it now. And so we're gonna have to see how that all plays out. We'll see. But it's funny that UCLA, people talking about UCLA now and focused on this whole thing. And I guess we're just gonna forget that they let the cops and the Zionists attack their encampment and like beat up their kids on campus.
Yeah, like UCLA administration is one thing, and UCLA students, but yeah. So. Yeah, them Zionists up at UCLA, they a rough bunch. They're not playing around. They're not playing around. It's more than just a shouting match between opposing. They will come up in there and throw hands. Now they get their hands thrown back at them for sure.
Right,
but. It's a whole different kind of thing.
Right. So we'll see.
We got some interesting stories.
So what did we talk about? Did we talk about anything yet this morning?
No,
UCLA,
we were just
was there anything else
people's profiles, Renee? Come on now. But where is it at? So we talked about the pilot. Don't nobody believe that the pilot was freed. We talked about the lack of knowledge of actual casualties. We talk about Iran's propaganda game is top tier.
Top tier.
Top
tier.
tier.
I agree.
Yeah. But I saw something, trying to find it on my phone, using the phone and the iPad. Because it's, like you said, it's Monday, you know.
Yeah, Mondays are rough. Yeah, that's why I couldn't. No. Zenzabel, check your email.
I saw a story from Sovereign Media, and I don't have the link. So
what was the story about? I'll see if I can find it.
The story said that the protests in Iran from earlier this year or later this year, it was admitted that Mossad staged them, that they were not homegrown protests from Iran. So just the fact that they admitted it, or it slipped out.
All right, let's see.
SOVE.
Is it the sedition, the bogus claims, fake sources who ignited the flames of unrest and sedition in Iran? Is that it? Is it a picture of Bibi and Trump?
I don't know. It was on Instagram, and I don't understand why I didn't keep the link. Maybe what did I? No, I don't have that link. I have another link, but not that one.
I'm looking.
I got all these other links, but not that link. There it is. New York Times. Okay, well, here. Let me give you the link.
Okay.
Let's see if that helps. Oh, see there? That's not even the damn. Help me. Okay, if you go to Instagram, is your Instagram open?
It will be in a second.
Go to Sovereign and look for
then Sovereign Media.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm following
links from the phone, trying to get it over here. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus, help me.
All right. Okay, how mega Zionist. Okay, I see it. Okay, hold on.
Oh my God, this is just. Oh my God.
The struggle is real.
Man. I'm just trying to. Oh my God. Now, for whatever reason, my phone is not. Oh, no. Oh, okay. That's not going to happen.
All right. We got it up. We're good. We're good.
We're good. Okay, thank you, Lord.
Can lead us into wars that are not in the American national interest. It's really quite remarkable what's going on here. If you look at President Trump and the decision-making process that took place here, it's quite clear that he explicitly said that he would rely on what Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff told him about the state of the negotiations. Well, we just learned from an article in The Guardian yesterday that a man named Jonathan Powell, who is the National Security Advisor in Britain, I want to emphasize that, he's the National Security Advisor in Britain, and he was present at the U.S. Iranian negotiations right before the war started on February 28th. And he said not only did he think that a deal was possible, but he said that Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were effectively Israeli agents or Israeli assets. Just think about that. Israeli assets. These are the two principal advisors to President Trump dealing with the question of whether or not we should go to war with Iran. And of course, you have other people like Senator Lindsey Graham, who, by his own admission, is coaching Prime Minister Netanyahu on how he can coax President Trump into going to war against Iran. Just think about that. It is hard to believe. The United States is supposed to be a sovereign country. It's one of the most powerful states in the history of the world. It's clearly the most powerful state on the planet today. And here we have a situation where a foreign country, Israel, and its allies here in the United States are able to lead us into a war that by almost all accounts is going to end up in a disastrous ending.
Okay. Are you sure that's it?
I mean, that was the thing that said how Magazine has ignited the war on Iran. That
Okay,
was
no,
the
that's
video,
not the one.
unless they posted the wrong video of it.
No, hold on. I'll show you. If, like I said, it's Sovereign Media's page. It says,
Yeah, that's
New
what
York
I have.
Times. New York Times concedes Mossad behind Iran riots.
Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay,
It's like
sorry.
the fourth.
It's further
Yeah,
down. Yeah. Okay.
right.
Hold on. All right.
At the start of the year, the protests that Iran's authorities said were foreign-backed, that anti-imperialist experts determined were Mossad and CIA-backed, the ones that CIA officials themselves said Mossad were involved in, while another imperialist media outlet has now conceded that these were not organic protests at all, but rather the handiwork of Mossad. The New York Times admits that the riots that spread across Iran in January were done so by Israel's Mossad to weaken the state's ability to defend itself. So when the US and Israel launched a war, the state would be toppled. The riots were triggered by decades of US sanctions on Iran, which impacted Iran's currency. This is otherwise known as hybrid warfare.
They have riots in the street. They have horrible inflation, the worst in the world.
Although this plan failed spectacularly, due to the resilience of the people of Iran and the state that protects them, the talking point about organic protests condemning the so-called regime still pollutes discourse within the West, preventing solidarity with Iran even as they fend off two nuclear powers. By accepting the imperialist narrative that the riots were organic, many within the West have taken a neither Washington nor Tehran approach, failing to condemn their own government's decades-long aggression on Iran. The hybrid warfare model of sanctions, sabotage, and now all-out war was meant to decapitate Iran completely, leaving it open to American capitalists to privatize and take over Iran and its resources. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent even openly admitted to using financial manipulation in order to push Iranians to the street and overthrow the government.
Treasury, and what we have done is created a dollar shortage in the country. There was a run on the bank. The central bank had to print money. The Iranian currency went into free fall. Inflation exploded, and hence we have seen the Iranian people out on the street. We will continue monitoring all the partners, all the Iranian partners.
Iran has destroyed all of these plots and is now continuously delivering blow after blow to American regime bases as well as blows to the Israeli occupation. Even the mainstream media, which worked tirelessly to denounce Iran during the riots, is admitting that the plan failed. One has to ask those who refuse to stand in solidarity with Iran, if you cannot respect a nation's sovereignty, if you ignore basic facts brought before you, can you really stand for a people under siege?
What up, Zen?
Listen, I was in my bathrobe. I was chilling. Hey, chat, how y'all doing? So I've decided, at least take my robe off. Although that is my Monday morning drip.
So this whole thing in Iran is very interesting, I think, and the understanding of the economic game that was played with the destroying of the Iranian dollar and creating this free fall, which was all intentional. And they said it was intentional when it was happening. And this is all part of what is done consistently. Like this is what the US consistently does. They go somewhere, they create chaos, they try their best to try and set something up so that they can try and see if they can turn the people against their government. And then they can lay claim to and being in support of the people who are sick of their dictators. And then they send, I mean, this is rinse and repeat at this point. Like this is literally what they do all the time. It's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and this all, somebody said it, Dre says it in the chat, like sanctions are crimes against humanity. So if you go back now decades to how long Iran has been under sanctions, and they've been trying every way possible to choke the people and to choke the government, and they're finding out that this to me is like, I'm like just sitting back with my popcorn and just watching, because the sheer hubris that it takes for a government to sit back and decide that they already know what the response is going to be, so they can do whatever they want because they're planning for the response that they think they're going to get, and to get a completely different response than the one they planned for. I'm here for that. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we are here for it. Absolutely.
So, and then I see that Trump has issued a new threat. Yeah, I mean, I can't even. Sometimes I wonder, like, when these things are happening, is this just like, let's just create another headline and we'll see like what happens?
Yes and no.
What do you think?
Honestly, what I think is, because I work from home a lot, so I do, follow the serious stuff. But, I'm also following this like it's a damn soap opera. I honestly believe the man is mentally impaired. And, for a long time, the mainstream has hidden that or tried to, make his statements sound serious. But I also feel like, what is that, The Guardian?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that there are some people that try to add his bullshit in without making it sound like bullshit, or even like without just deflecting from the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the story. I mean, it's really hard to do that. It's like, this crazy motherfucker said this. It's like, whatever. But then you have like, CBS, who got bought out by that dumb chick, who are basically whatever he says do, they're doing.
Right.
So I look at, okay, yeah, we are focused on a particular direction, but if we're gonna report on something, we got to report the whole truth, whether it's ridiculous or not. That's me.
Right.
It's like, I understand people trying to, stay on topic and stay, okay, well, this is what we're trying to get the people to do. Yeah, but the people aren't, and they know when we ain't telling the truth.
But do they though? Because this is the part of it that I'm trying to. This is the part of it that I always get stuck on. Like, do people understand that? So now there's this new warning. So just so people are clear, real quick. So the headline is, Trump warns Iran to reopen Strait of Hormuz by Tuesday or face hell. President shifts deadline again for attacking power plants and bridges, an expletive-ridden social media post. And so he posted this thing as usual, because, that's how we get the word from the government now, is through social media, which is just a layer of what is going on. Right. And so the latest thing is, on Tuesday, he's going to start blowing up everything in Iran. And he says on his True Social website, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards.
That was
living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald Trump.
I mean, number one, I don't like people. I appreciate that, there are outlets that will, get a True Social account, because that's the only place that he's putting his bullshit. And So, and I mean, I'm not saying that everybody knows. I think more people are aware than we assume that they are. And, just me talking to people, just folks on the street or whatever. Some people don't. There are people that actually are kind of aware. And also I see kind of some evidence of folks trying to hide how this man is really doing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tweet was just like
I mean,
like
it's
very
something.
few things that come out of that man's pie hole shock me, but that shit was like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think it was the whole throwing in of praise be to Allah that I was like, what?
Yeah, I did have questions about only
What is
because
happening?
only because this weekend there was like, at least on my side, like, is he dead yet? He's dead, isn't he? He was apparently in the hospital, whatever. I still haven't gotten verification that he came out alive, but yeah, whatever. And so I figure that while people are trying to make it seem like he's alive, they'll probably go into True Social and, push out something or vomit out something that they think he would say. And then there are a lot of times when he's, typing in like you can tell, even when somebody's crazy, you can tell they have a flow when they're, communicating and shit. So I don't know about that one, if that was from him. It could have been, but I don't know if that one came from him. I mean,
I'm kind of wondering about that too.
Yeah, because that one seemed really like not him.
And actually, I'm surprised The Guardian, they include that in their reporting. You ain't asked no follow-up questions about this tweet?
They won't though, because
No, they won't. Yeah.
One of the reasons that he goes on those tirades is because very few people, first of all, he wants to only talk to certain channels, but there are very few journalists, I ain't even call it reporters, that will only ask the questions that he wants to ask.
No, I'm not talking about to him. In their reporting, they should at least be raising questions.
Again, it depends on the news outlet. I have not looked at mainstream news. I don't even apologize for that. Not even to be like, they're lying to you. I know they're lying. So I don't look at those unless someone's reporting about what they said. So I'm pretty sure they're not doing it, but I follow, some outlets that do, and ain't none of them on TV. So yeah, they should be asking follow-up questions from a lot of those people, like fucking Hegseth, and who's that weird looking guy that's like, no, weird, what the hell's that dude's name? Just that creepy looking Renfield guy, that just lies on camera all the damn time. Like, yeah, y'all should be asking him follow-up questions. But,
yeah, and I don't even know, like, so part of the problem is this is like the fourth or fifth, like, do it by this time or else, and then
that's another thing.
Then there's like,
you got 5 minutes, okay, 10, okay, I'm gonna count to a million.
Right.
What?
So I'm just waiting to see like what actually, like, because so supposedly it's 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard, so everyone set your clocks, set a timer for 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern, and then we'll see, like, if there's going to be another note that says, well, he got a cryptic message written on lemon juice on toilet paper, and so he's going to be able to push back that, he's going to be able to push back that deadline by another, because this started last weekend, and it was going to be 2 days. They had 48 hours, and then it's been an extension. Because at the end, like, every time they put these threats out, the hubris, they don't get the response that they think they're going to get. And so now you have to make that adjustment, because the thing that you think you're going to get in response is not what you get. And so they have to figure it out. And so, Rao's right, like, they'll likely announce we destroyed Iran and now we can leave the area, right? Because that's the other thing that's been going, right? Is everything's destroyed. We've taken everything out. And then meanwhile, the bombs are still dropping. And you're like, okay, well, where are these things coming from if you took everything out?
But he's also saying like in this, I saw that crazy ass like State of the Union or whatever. Again, somebody was reporting it on one of my channels, and once he's like, yeah, they're all dead. We killed all leaders, but we're negotiating with them. But I also understand that my grandmother had dementia, and it's like I try not to joke, but fuck him. But he is he's like displaying classic signs of dementia, and like I can tell that he's declining and declining and declining, and one of these symptoms is that your filter just goes the fuck away. With dementia, your filter goes gone. And it's like people are like, he should know, but they can't control their brains. Now, what should have been happening is, the whole 25th Amendment, but what's that dude? JD
Vance
not going to sign off on that, so, and they're all scared of him. So they just let him get on the camera, make a fool of himself and talk about, we killed them all, but we're still talking to them. And then it's like, when he was doing these tweets, he's like, come and get all the oil or whatever. But they won't, or something like, we don't really need our allies' help, but they should help us. It's just nonsense like that. And that's why I try to pay attention to what he's actually spitting out there without watching it on mainstream media. That's going to, okay, well, let's take him seriously. A lot of this shit is a man who should not be ruling a damn thing. He shouldn't be ruling in the first place, but a man who should not be ruling a damn thing in this mental state. And they're trying to make him sound like the most cognizant person. Now, my concern is not even that. My concern, and I am not, you know what? I don't even add disclaimers. If y'all think I'm for the U.S., you ain't been listening to me at all. But, my question is, all of these high-level military, sergeants or whatever are getting fired, probably because they were just like, hey, I don't really think this is how warfare should go. And people was like, get the fuck out. So the fact that there'll be nobody to even suggest, hey, why don't you slow this shit down, is a question. And I seriously doubt that, as racist as Hegseth is, I call him tech breath. I have to, whatever. As he is, I don't think that's why he fired those two, because they protected, the Black people and women that were getting fired. I think they were trying to, quote unquote, do their job, and Pete was, way too drunk to handle that shit. Like, no, get out. So. Drunk all the damn time. I also, unfortunately, I had alcoholics in my, proximity and my entire life. And yeah, I've seen like fake sober many times. So, but yes, KJ Sakuma, absolutely. Pedos gotta die. Yeah, but yeah, but they're right now like running the country. They've been running the country, but we just didn't realize how bad the pedo part was. So.
So are we done talking about the Orange Man? Is there anything? Did we miss anything?
No.
No, we got one more thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. One more thing about the demented one. This man, in his budget, if I am correct, wants to reopen Alcatraz.
No, he's been talking about that though. Somebody said he saw the movie Escape from Alcatraz and just decided, hey, let's use Alcatraz.
Yeah, I rewatched that the other day. That's a matter of fact. But really, you're trying to reopen Alcatraz? Yeah, I don't.
I didn't even realize that was like, because see, but this is what I'm talking about when I say like he just be saying stuff.
Yes.
He just be throwing stuff out there. Like, let me just throw this out there and see, like, what response I get if I try to do this thing. And so let's see. So I've got it up because the LA Times, and I don't know anything about the LA Times.
Yeah, it was Leah Boggs. It was very clear that Biden was declining and all that stuff. I was never a Biden fan anyway, so I don't even talk about him. Like, I was never a Biden fan. I was never any of these people's fans. Like, right. No, like, and also, I would assume maybe that, I don't know, okay, but I would assume maybe that was like toward the end of his term, and this is like, Trump's full speed, demented from day one. I don't know. I'm not defending. I ain't even saying that. Y'all know who I am. I ain't got to defend. I ain't doing that shit no more.
All right. So this says Trump asked Congress for $152 million to start rebuilding Alcatraz prison. Pelosi says she would attempt to block this stupid proposal. For operational use, they've taken few steps towards advancing the project. Proposed budget for fiscal year 2027 resurrects Trump's attention-grabbing concept of converting the crumbling site, which has stood as a piece of history for more than 60 years, into a working federal prison. Board of Prisons has no information. They're evaluating, sure. It's included in the budget proposal. Creating a working prison on the San Francisco Bay Island would be extremely costing, the administration's critics say, and would raise questions about its fate as a historic site that draws more than 1 million tourists a year. So again, like, this is what we're worried about, right? They're worried about the fact that, like, people come to Alcatraz as a tourist site, which we're not even gonna, I don't even want to talk about the grossness of, like.
Do they still know? I don't think they still do that. I could be wrong.
Oh, they sure do. They sure do. And they take pictures and they do a whole thing. See, look, Alcatraz is a historic museum that belongs to the public. Wow. And San Franciscans will not stand for Washington turning one of our most iconic landmarks into a political prop.
Whatever. Damn. Ooh.
Iconic landmark.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Rikers closes down, if it never closing down, you ain't gonna see my ass up on no bus trying to get up there.
Listen. So it turns out, yes, apparently. But I'm just like, wait, what? This is what we're spending money on. It's like every time I turn around, I'm thinking to myself, does anyone else, like, when people start throwing numbers out there about the things that the government wants to spend money on, does anyone else, like, whip out their calculator app just to do this simple math to say, like, this,
he asked
like, this could feed this many people, right? Like, at $135 million to revive a crumbling thing that honestly needs to just go into the ocean anyway, because look, but like, to revive that instead of, I don't know, at 153 million, you could give probably every, like, working class American $500,000.
You can. And
or you could house some people in LA County.
Right.
All those things, But I also, like, I don't do that type of thing because they don't give a fuck. I know what we should be doing with it. They don't give a fuck. That's why, we live in a culture where people are begging somebody, like, like, donate. Like, celebrities are begging me to donate money. I'm like, you could take all that out your pocket and it wouldn't cause a dent, but you want my poor ass to give my money away.
Right.
No.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Flash Cloud 666 said the Bureau of Prisons closed it decades ago because it was cost ineffective. So there is only one federal supermax prison. This would make two of Trump. Oh, you must be talking about something different.
No. They're talking about the fact that Alcatraz as a supermax prison was closed down like 60 years ago, which it was, and now it's a museum and used for.
I just
tourism.
didn't know it was still being toured as a museum. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's not something I would do. So I was just. Wow.
You know what, Sela, this is correct. So it is 100% prime real estate.
However,
100%.
They don't give a fuck. I mean, it's and every inch of New York City, can be considered prime real estate for somebody.
Right.
It is ridiculous. And the number of vacant apartments and entire vacant buildings that people can open up and let them live in, all this shit. That's tax write-off for the developer who bought their building, unfortunately. you know.
The madness. The
Yeah, I
madness.
mean, the man asked for like $3 trillion for the
Absolutely.
war, and like, he's like, we don't need to take care of people in daycare, blah blah blah, you know, some shit like that.
I know that was the funniest. I saw. Someone did a reel, and I was like, "This is so perfect when people
Yes.
have the time to do these things." And I truly, truly appreciate people who sit down and set these things up because it needs to happen, and I simply cannot do it. But so it was like Marco Rubio on the top. Or Hegseth, one of the two, complaining and saying like, you know, Iran has all these resources and it would be so much better off if instead of using its money on military and if it took care of its people, and it switched to the bottom, and then it was like days later, and it's Trump like, we don't have money to pay for daycare, we don't have money to pay for childcare. We have to pay for our military.
Renee, I have time to do this because I'm not infected with teenager. So, and for those of y'all who are, building up soldiers, I salute you. I'm an auntie. Ain't nothing coming out of me. So I'm here for those who can't. Plus, I work from home, and I'm sitting at my desk. Something got to be on.
Listen, it's serious. It's serious.
And I can't watch I can't watch like daytime shows because why, So I be checking out the white lefties a lot. I just can't deal with like the white lefties give me good information. I choose to ignore the American exceptionalism that they can't seem to get rid of. But it's just like, okay, tell me this, I'll change to something else. This America, blah, blah, we need to take it, whatever. So,
look, enough.
All
right, what else do we have here? Do we want to do something a little lighter? Because apparently,
and that for people that might not know, I'm enjoying, that man making a damn fool of himself. Talking about, she didn't shake my hand, but on camera we saw that she walked up and shook her hand. And she didn't use the tone. Oh, so you're tone policing black women. Okay, cool, whatever. And his apology was bullshit too, but Hassan Piker, I can take him or leave him. He's, he is opposite Dank, who is his uncle, and I didn't like that connection. So it's like I take him or leave him. I don't watch him on a regular basis. I'm manifesto. I can babysit, but I'm gonna let you know I'm an auntie. They can do whatever they want to when they're away from their parents, and I am not a snitch. So bring them on.
Oh Lord. All right. Yeah, I don't do Hassan Piker, so I can't. But
Who is Hassan Piker?
What happened? Like I heard the Democrats were like attacking him for something, but I didn't even follow.
There's some other story. I can look it up while we. Well, okay. So before we go there, because these are the.
Who is Hassan Piker? I don't even know who he is.
We gonna let you know. But this was on. This is on the list from Erica, and and you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
Hey man, I flew out to Orlando.
That was hilarious.
Who is that?
Oh my God, Trick Daddy and the AKAs.
This is not a Trick Daddy. They're about to give my mama a heart attack. What do you say? Everybody leaving. What's up?
They walked out.
This motherfucker. What do you say?
All my ladies on this motherfucker.
What? Everybody in here is 60 years old. What is he talking about?
Sexy motherfucker.
Oh, they done set the concert down. I told y'all he up there doing too much. Y'all know they passed their bedtime. It's about 10:30. They done shut it down. They done shut down the concert.
Out of my love for friends and family adjacent sisters who are members of AKA Sorority Incorporated, I have held my tongue. But this is, I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm gonna put it, my brother, Bay Area journalist Rashid Shabazz. He posted a meme. He said, "How you gonna ask Trick Daddy to come to your conference and be mad because Trick Daddy showed up? How did you not know who booked this man and why?
I'm going to say one thing as someone who was almost 60, and I don't remember like how you get here. Anyway, it's because of them 60-year-olds procreating. But anyway, yes, I say this with love. First of all, my mama, who is way, way older than 60, knows who Trick Daddy is. And I know a lot of those AKs know who Trick Daddy is too. Apparently he signed a contract saying that he would not Trick Daddy at a Trick Daddy's concert. And I think he might have gotten, way further into the sauce before that particular show. And we're like, what concert? What agreement? So again,
this has nothing to do with a contract that was signed. Why do you want Trick Daddy at your conference? Is the question. Why do you want him at your conference? Was he within your budget? You ain't had no money for somebody? What you scraping about? What the hell was somebody thinking? Because I refuse to believe a committee approved this. I told you I've been holding my tongue out of love and respect for the sisters in my life who are pink and green. What is wrong with y'all?
And I did see some older AKs just saying, you know what? Well, one of them, she was hilarious, and she was just like, as someone who, I know when to behave, but I'm messy. Y'all wanted somebody to cuss, you could have just hired me, but she was joking about it, and then
that's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
You could have hired an up and coming local rapper. Would you Trick Daddy? The hell?
Yeah, Jazz Drum Son Trick is an icon of some sort,
Yeah, and why would you pick that icon?
Yeah, and the worst of this is, I think it was last year, Trick Daddy getting up on camera with that face talking about, women 35 and older are, damaged goods and we're no longer attractive and all this stuff. And again, when an ugly man uglies, I don't take that shit personally,
Well, and that leads us into a discussion of patriarchy.
Right.
Patriarchy is a delusional system for men.
Delusional.
It creates a delusion.
Yes. Absolutely.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Sisters of the pink and green.
Yes.
Who, I can't say what were y'all thinking, because I refuse to believe it was more than one person that gave the okay to this. It can't be. It just can't. It can't be. It can't be. It can't. You know what you did? This. I've already decided in my mind. This is how the story gonna go. Okay. Y'all decided to let a recent, not probate, it's after they cross. You decided to let a recently crossed young member get some experience, and you just say, here, go get some entertainment for the conference coming up. That has to be the answer. It has to be.
And then I did hear that, they wanted to get somebody that was native to where they held the conference, and, there he was. So I don't know.
You could, Doechii from Florida.
She is? I didn't know that. Wow.
Doechii from Florida.
Listen, Doechii's expensive as hell. So I don't know. Maybe,
Well, they could have appealed to her sense of sisterhood. Doechii from Florida.
You right about that?
So. I'm just saying, I don't know if it would have worked. But you appealed to her.
You said, I don't know if it would have worked.
Because if she's expensive,
Doechii be cussing too, but Doechii behave herself as well. So
what'd you say?
No, I said Doechii be cussing too, but Doechii knows how to behave herself. And not every song has,
Well, it's not even the cussing so much.
Oh yeah, and vulgarity, listen, I cuss like a song,
but vulgar.
Yeah, certain things I ain't gonna say, like by myself, let alone on stage.
What
Well, I mean, KJ Sakoma, Trick
I
has been
assume
on
Trick
my
ain't in
playlist,
y'all playlist.
but
Trick
you know,
Trick ain't in my house.
Thank you. I got some ratchet folks that just ain't Trick Daddy because now has he made a record that doesn't have like all of that? You know,
This is what I'm saying. And thank you, Get Black with me. No one by the name of Trick Daddy should have been in the building.
Not at all.
Hello.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. That was just insane. That's just insanity.
Mm.
The hell was you thinking? Oh, you weren't thinking. My bad. The hell is wrong with you, Trick Daddy?
Ooh. Did you find the story you're looking for, Renee?
It's so I was trying to find like an easy way to explain like who Hassan Piker is to.
Oh, I mean, I can like he's basically a streamer.
Right.
He is considered left of middle. He probably is more, I honestly believe that he is more famous because of his uncle, who is Cenk Uygur, who is trash. And he counters a lot of the stuff that Cenk says. I think he probably came up because of who he's related to and because of the whole, you know, opposite. I'm not Cenk, whatever. But and he's young, like he's young-ish. You know, and streamers get a lot of, you know, if you're on Twitch and you know, you can do really, really well. But yeah, I don't listen to him. But I you know, I've seen remnants of him. Yeah, it's hard to really do like a 30-second blurb. But I want to know, I'm looking for what the complaint was. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious.
So the issue, so this is always where, so all right, so this is where we'll have to this is deculturation specialty. So
yeah. Wait, who is a bigot and hates Black women? I mean,
so here's the issue with people like Hassan Piker. So Hassan Piker is one of these young people who started on Twitch with these like long streaming things where he just like talked and talked and talked. And this is a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Carlos and ask him if this is something he wants to talk about, because
could y'all please tell? Can you tell me who Hassan Piker is?
So
the quick version, the 99-cent version, please.
So the 99-cent version is Hassan Piker is this young kid who had a Twitch stream where he used to just go on and on and on. And he would talk about some stuff like he would get on like right-leaning things and MAGA and whatever. And he figured out that this was a good way to become popular, was to talk about like the MAGA
so
stuff.
he's a streamer, a podcast.
He's a streamer, yes. And so
okay.
So then he got himself in trouble on Twitch for using the word cracker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And so this kicked off this whole thing where he was claiming like anti-white racism. And so this to me was the kicker for Hassan Piker when I was like, oh, see, you're one of those, because
that dude, if you didn't know, if he walked down the street, I think he was like dark white too. So
and so and
you know, he's Turkish, like
yeah. And in the end, he is another popular person who is popular because he's only going to tread the line against the Democratic Party, but so far, right? So he's gonna do enough things so people think that he's doing a thing, but he's never actually going to take it far enough to be useful in the effort of trying to get people to fully understand why the Democratic Party is so problematic. So who's coming after him now from the Democratic Party are, the old heads of the Democratic Party who are fully supported by AIPAC, who are fully aligned with Israel. Yeah. And so they're all coming after him because he went to Cuba and he speaks about Palestine and these things. But in the end, he's useless. Like he's as useless as every other liberal person who utilizes their voice to make sure that they keep their bag, but doesn't actually utilize it in a way that's going to truly like do something valid. So thank you, Keontae. So this does not, I don't follow him enough to know anything that he says, but I voted for Kamala. So what is Hassan's?
So he's a white guy?
No, he's Turkish.
What does that show?
Does he look white? Does he look white?
Hold on, I'll pull up. I'll share the article that I just found because it talks about.
Because somebody's saying that he's related to Sink.
Yeah, that's what Zen was saying. I didn't know. I actually didn't know that. So
no, I didn't know that. That's his uncle.
Right, but people marry differently. So
Sink is
okay. That's him.
He's a jackass.
He is Turkish, yeah. So the nation says that, and this is how you know you can't take anything that this dude is saying seriously. The nation is reporting that Hassan Piker threatens the establishment, and that's why they want to destroy him. So, when these are the people coming to your rescue, you have to question. But that's what he.
That looks like a Young Turks broadcast background. They be having all kinds of shit in the back.
His uncle is the owner of Young Turks or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like their background.
I ain't watched that shit.
So the article is really talking about. So it says the Democratic establishment figures and the Israel lobby have come together to denounce mega streamer Hassan Piker and to demand that left-wing Democrats shun his extremely popular platform. They charge that he's an anti-Semite. The reality, of course, is that Piker is not an anti-Semite, but he is a trenchant critic of Israel's oppression of the Palestinian people, of U.S. warmongering, and of a democratic establishment that supports both. What's more, he's an unmatched online warrior against MAGA and the American far right that is increasingly open about its fascism and anti-Semitism. And so, the problem, of course, is when all you focus on is that it's the Republicans that are the problem, it's Trump, it's MAGA, it's them, and you have no true analysis of what happens within the Democratic Party. You have no real analysis of those things. Like, that's problematic. He has no analysis on anti-Black racism. He thinks anti-white racism exists. Like, all these things are like problematic in my mind. And so.
Oh, okay. So in other words, it ain't
his uncle thinks
really for me to be concerned about.
Yeah.
No.
Same old stuff. Just another Monday. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right. And they'll use this. So the Democrats who are interested in making sure that people flow back into the Democratic Party will utilize a Hassan Piker to pretend as if there's a thing, like as if there's this group within the Democratic Party that's fighting against establishment Dems.
Right.
So they'll pretend as if like he, this Hassan Piker kid is like a beacon of like knowledge and progressivism and, the progressive inertia, as Dre calls it. And, like they'll point to him and they'll stand with him. I guess the controversy was that he was on stage with one of these quote unquote progressive Democrats that's running in Michigan. And so that's what like kicked off the whole thing. So this whole drama is really one more attempt of the Democratic Party to pretend as if there is an actual progressive wing within their party so that they can, pretend like they're doing something. So.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
I have
it.
6:54 of my time. What we doing? What we doing?
I'm like, is there anything else quick? Let's see. Is there anything else quick that we can? I'm
gonna look and see what I got bookmarked on here on my feed.
I looked at the run sheet. I don't remember who did the run. Was it Erica?
Erica does it. Yeah. Shout out Erica. Dr. Brown.
I saw Trick Daddy on there, and I was like, come on now.
That's
but for real though, that was good. We should have something light, something to laugh about, and something light in this heavy news cycle. So Shout out, Erica.
I
Thank you.
always have stuff to laugh at because I would go out of my damn mind if I didn't.
Because that was crazy.
That listen.
Was stupid.
All right, so we'll while you look, Zen, we'll do one more crazy story that that
what? Okay, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm logging off right now.
So DC, y'all, it's all gonna work out. DC is putting its rats on birth control. So hold on, let's see.
Oh my, okay.
Here, we won't watch too much of it, but we'll
hold it. Wait a minute. Now, I know y'all be on Jared about tree-lined streets.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I had a middle-class upbringing. I don't know. I had never seen rats until I went off to Howard University in Washington, D.C.
Oh, because DC is no joke. Yeah.
I had never
as bad
seen
as New York. Yeah.
Rats. And one of the first sighting of a rat, I'm looking out the window of the girl's apartment, and I thought it was some squirrels playing. But then I was like, but it's 9:00 at night. Squirrels don't be out here at night. They was running around the trash cans playing tag. I had to look again. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, and I like people that aren't from here don't believe me, or people that just got here don't believe me. I was at Howard same time. First time I saw a rat was I was coming out of Bird Gymnasium and shit, and I'm walking. It's nighttime, and I'm like, damn, that squirrel's kind of big. Again, same here.
Okay.
I grew up. I graduated from high school. We would see maybe a couple of rats on the subways, but not in people's neighborhoods in New York City. What has caused this big rat population now in New York City is, and that's in like Brooklyn and any place with restaurants and bars that are all over the damn place. Back in the day, you had certain areas where you would find, like Fulton Street, Nelson Avenue, you would find restaurants. Now everybody got to have a wine bar on the corner, a coffee shop on the corner, and garbage piling up. And also another thing that attracts rats in New York City is construction.
Yes.
And demolition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they live underground. And
right, live underground, and it's disturbing.
Right. So all this shit wasn't going on back in the day, and now it's like you can't. Oh Lord, I was at some outdoor place getting some tea because I don't drink coffee, and it was a nice Sunday. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's quiet. I'm like right at water, and who should come walking by me a rat? I was like, oh, too bad I gotta leave. Like I just, yeah.
So the second time I see a rat, what's that street? I don't remember if it was Columbia Road or Harvard, but I used to stay it was an all-female apartment on, is it 15th Street across from Malcolm X Park?
Mm-hmm.
And I would walk to, I don't know if it was Columbia or Harvard, I forget. I would walk up the street to Columbia, and then I would go down towards Adams Morgan. And I'm walking down there, and I was walking in the street. I don't remember why I wasn't on the sidewalk, but anyway, I was walking in the street, and I saw a long pink tail. That was the only thing I could recognize, because everything else, it had been smashed by a car. And so I was like, what am I looking at? And that's when I realized, oh, this was a rat. I was like, what is it with DC and rats? What is it about this city and rats? It's 2015. I go out to DC because my niece lives in Maryland. I'm going to her wedding. I rent a car. I'm off of Rhode Island and somebody's street. And I look across the way at the Wendy's. Once again, rats playing tag at night. Listen, what is it with DC rats playing tag, having fun at night? Somebody tell me what that's about.
I don't know, but we're gonna play this. We're gonna play a second of this so we can figure out why they're doing what is happening.
I see health officials say that they are taking new steps to get the problem under control. News 4's Megan McGrath is in Navy Yard this morning with a closer look at a pilot program.
Well, they be in the dumpsters. They be running in groups, at least like 2, 3. Feed too many.
We're talking about rats. And if you spend any time in DC, you know they're a problem. Steve Riskus says he's downright phobic.
There was a dead rat in my yard a couple weeks ago, and I had to call a friend come over and go in the backyard and get it for me. I can't even look at it. It's terrifying.
To knock down the
I'm not mad
population,
at
the district is trying something unusual: birth control. Birth control for rats. The edible fertility control bait will be put out in areas that are having big problems. Birth control for rats. What do you think?
Yes, fantastic. If it's good enough for humans, then it's good enough for rats, I think. Like, why not? Get rid of them.
Well,
They
actually,
can do to help limit the rats, I would probably be in favor of.
You ever heard of that before?
I've never heard of it. I trust that the science is real, but if it is, the less rats in DC, the good thing.
In addition to the edible birth control, the city will also use lethal bait in two forms: one that will be eaten, the other a powder. The city is going to start in Adams Morgan, which is a hot spot, and they need the public's help if they're going to knock the population down and keep it down. We're going to.
Adams Morgan, if you know, you know.
It's because that's where all the bars are.
DC rats are way too smart for that. It's not going to work. Yeah, okay, they're gonna eat it for like a snack and then just laugh at you.
But I'm still trying. I'm trying to understand. You're gonna put out birth control for them to eat. Why don't you just put out poison for them to eat?
Well, they're doing.
Am I
both,
missing
it looks
something?
like. Well, they're trying to see if they can slow the population growth and kill them at the same time. So I anticipate that this is going to actually end up doing more to the other animals because rats are resilient. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Other animals are going to eat the poison, but it's going to be like, ha, I tricked you, So,
right. So
I don't buy that. And Brittany asked if they did something like that in New York City. I don't.
They tried to poison the rat. They tried to poison the population in New York City, and they just became immune to it. So it didn't work.
And if you're ever in New York City in certain neighborhoods and you see this big black box up against a building, it's a rat trap. So,
it's a trap, yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all, we did it. We made it to 10.
Wow, it's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. Zen, thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you. Tandi, it's always good. I mean, I don't see, but you also don't see me, so I guess it's the same thing.
It's always good to not see you, Renee.
It's always good to not see you too, Tandi.
I feel like I had to keep the camera on, so I might as well take my bathrobe off. But
there you go. All right, y'all. So as Jared always says, peace. So if you're only willing to fight for it, and we will see you all tomorrow on the Remix Morning Show.
All of y'all stay safe out there. Watch out for the rats, damn it.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.